Hello, people. I am glad to be here. And we're going to have a very interesting show. But I know there's somebody else watching, and I just want to give that person a message. You have no right to tell people who they can have on their show. And if you want to use it as an excuse to attack people, to pull up people's past and all that stuff, you go right ahead and do it. But you have no right to tell anybody in any genre who to have on their show. And you're saying that you're using the Purple Heart thing with Chicago Muscle. Here's my suggestion to you. Paperwork. Show me paperwork. It's easy. You guys call me a drug addict all the time. You guys say I'm on drugs. I don't even take drugs. So why should I believe what you say when you're saying that? You guys say a lot of things that ain't true. And I just want to put that out there. Everybody, hello. I'm glad you're here. Chicago Muscle will be on shortly. You know, the Chicago Muscle that I was warned not to have on this show will be on this show in a little bit, people. Okay, so let me say hello here. Lori Love, how you doing? Del Strain, whichever one it is. Okay. Brooklyn Dave, how you doing? Joey Melrose. James Proctor, thanks for taking such good care to chat for me, brother. Kurt Vieira. Toxic Masculinity, how you doing, my man? I gave out a couple new wrenches. Faye, I believe I gave you one because someone said I could trust you, so let's see. Well, Collins Avenue, how you doing? Thank you for coming here. Red Dog. Lion Rats of MobTube and Lowlives. Couldn't say it better. Boot Hill Crew. Deadly, how you doing? Good to see you. I had trouble getting in on your show before. Chris Steffel. Teresa Murphy, how you doing, Teresa? The Westies is here. Victoria Young, Kid Rock, Aunt Muggs, Montauk. Boy, you guys are piling in here. Okay. Chubby Galasso, Finn Creek. How you doing, Finn Creek? Finn Creek's one of my agitators, yet we get along okay. He does it in a good way. Thank you for the $9.99, Teresa Murphy. Michael Slick, how you doing? Down Neck, Newark, Claudio Perry, Tommy Stiggs, Parasite Slayer, Boot Hill. If I miss anybody, I apologize. James Doherty, AMNBA. Hey, Dad. Okay, let's see. ML, welcome, Sean. Stephen Dowd, Jordan L. You know, you guys are piling in right now. I can't really go much. I can't keep up with this chat. So we're at 170 and we've only been open for a couple minutes here. But listen, I appreciate you guys being here. Chicago Muscle is going to be on shortly. He's in the back room. I got a few things I want to say ahead of time before this all starts. And, you know, I know that SoFlo made a big deal about coming on at the same time as me today to hurt the show. So I like to say this to SoFlo. I have never one time put anything up of you, ever went after anybody in your family, ever mentioned your past. Same thing with FBS. But yet you guys continuously bring my shit up. So don't use for an excuse that Chicago Muscle's on this channel and that's why you do it. You guys do it because you're doxers. You guys are internet bullies. See, what you try to do is you're trying to reverse it around and make it sound like everybody else is the bullies. No. SoFlo, you're the biggest bully on here. You know, you're threatening because you're basically what you're doing is you're telling people who they can have on their shows or not. And if they have certain people, you're going to attack them. You're going to put up their family and stuff. So you tell me, dude, what did I ever do to you or your family? But yet you find it's okay to do it to me. Same with you, FBS, because you guys are bullies. You just want to do this. You know, you the biggest bullies on here. That's what you guys are, the biggest bullies. You'll do anything. and all this stuff with people's family being put up. And I'll just put it straight out there. I don't care who does it. It's wrong. You don't see me do that crap. But yet, you guys want to play low ball. You want to make fun of my numbers because my numbers are better than all of your numbers. I bought them. I can't get anybody on my show. Let me tell you something. When you have 300 people watching your video in the morning, and then when you end your video and you only got 500, that means the 300 people that were watching your video are fake. That's what that means. And as people know, I know a lot about numbers. That's what I use on this show. I know a lot about numbers. So instead of you saying that people are buying subs, dude, you know what you're doing. You could stand there and preach to the guys, the people, and the people in the troll, the chats over there. Do you understand? You guys laugh when people are pulled up. Victoria Gotti? What is Victoria Gotti, a sweet young girl like that works 60 hours a week as a restaurant manager? Why would you put her face up there and say those horrible things about her? What would be the possible reason for that? You know what would be the possible reason? Because you're a lowlife. That's the possible reason. There's no other reason. You want to put my face up and make fun of me? You want to put up Angel's face and make fun of her? That's one thing. But now you're talking about Victoria Gotti, who's always a sweet girl to everybody? And then, I can understand you knocking John Gotti, but let's face it, you're brave. If this was 20 years ago, you'd be Curtis Leewood by now. But you guys know you're not. You know you're not going to be Curtis Leewood because of the way society is now. But you guys are bullies, man. Absolute bullies. To tell people that you're going to put their faces up. And listen, what goes on between Chicago and what goes on between each other back and forth, it's between you guys. I don't call Chicago up and say, hey, dude, put this out. Chicago's a very clever guy. He could do that shit himself. He doesn't need my help. Angel, thank you for the $10. Harambe, now I'm not going to read that. See, Harambe, I don't read that. Harambe. And then something worse. I don't even read that. But you pull up something when someone says Big Fat Lee's balls hanging from his fucking eye. Because you're mean, you're ruthless. Dude, you used to be on the phone lines, on the party lines doing this. But now you're on the computers doing this. You're a 60-year-old man. And you're doing this. You can't make this shit up. And then you think you're going to intimidate people? How are you going to intimidate people? All you're going to do is, pull up my past? Put shit up about me? What do you fucking do? But that's the difference between you. I'll tell you what, SoFlo, no matter what you do, I will never put up your family. No matter what you do. And that goes for you too, FBS. But FBS, you already put up a woman that was laying in bed with an oxygen mask, fighting for her life with COVID, and you put that picture up, you piece of shit. You put that picture up. Why would you do that? Because you hate me? Because you can't beat me? And then every night you make fun of me. He's stupid. He bought his subs. What's burning you up, dude, is you can't beat my numbers. Just admit it. Just admit it. A stupid 62-year-old man that barely can get around, as you say, is better than this at you. People that get on here and go, look at me. I'm so smart. Nobody could be like me. I'm the best at this. That's fucking mental, dude. Who does that? Who does that shit? And you guys think that you're going to get free passes at me continuously? I'm not going to say nothing to you motherfuckers? Are you crazy? Faye, thank you for the $5. So this is what we're going on here. People, there are ways to defend yourself against cyberbullying, because this is what this has become, cyberbullying. If somebody says something to you in a videotape, you hit the time. And I'm going to talk to you about, before I bring Chicago Muscle on, I'm going to talk about big, bad Jeff Nadeau. Jeff Nadeau, you little bitch. I'm going to talk about you right now, my man. You came on here the other day. You came on here and you started insulting me and said, what am I even doing on this? I have no right to be here. And then I did a counterattack on you. And you know what you did? Let me show you what he did, people. Here's what you did. So he puts this up. We received a copyright infringement notification below regarding your videos. We believe your content is protected by fair use, fair dealing, or similar exceptions to copyright protection. Basically, what that says, Jeff Nadeau, is you tried to get me a copyright strike and it didn't work. They rejected you. You can't even do a copyright strike better. You know, you copyrighted me because I called you out and called you to, and you've become like the master of interviewing the lowest forms of life going. And then tomorrow I'm going to do a video about your mediocre, your below mediocre show that you did with Sammy Gravano. And every time the Gotti's name was mentioned negatively, you smiled like a little bitch. That's who you are. And Jeff Nadeau, you try to say, we got to stay out of this stuff. We can't be fighting with each other and all that stuff. Jeff Nadeau, you are in FBS's chat. You're a member of his you're a part of his members club where he has the members. He does the members thing. You go in there and you listen to the most vile, nasty, horrible things said. And you're trying, you are no RJ. You are no RJ. Why RJ even associates with you is beyond me. This is why a guy like Mikey Scars, a rat, would never say, Jeff Nadeau, can you do for me what RJ did for me, does for me? He wouldn't ask you, Jeff, because you don't have those skills. You got to run around. You attacked me a month when I first walked away from that whole thing happened with FBS. The following day, you were attacking me. You were attacking a video that I put up. And this is the third time you have attacked me personally. The third time in the last year. So you go file your little copy strikes. Don't keep being knocked down. You guys do whatever you want. You put up family pictures or whatever you want. But as a man, don't worry, I won't put up no family pictures of yours. That's the difference between a man and a couple bitches that pretend they're men. Okay, with that, let's bring on Chicago. Chicago.
What's up?
How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Well, you know, it's I'm not supposed to have you here. You know,
Oh, yeah?
I was warned.
Says who? What are they going to do about it?
They're gonna. I think they're gonna have somebody step on my balls with high heels.
Oh yeah, what's that? They're
Chai
going to put them
Hooker.
on. They're going to put them on. They're the ones who wear high heels, and
I'm sure.
I'm putting them in mini skirts now.
Chai Hooker, Nadeau gave me a $4.99 thank you. Nadeau gave me a strike. It stuck, but just to know, we got Lee. Keep up the good fight. Fuck him. Yeah, that's right. And he failed at his strike with me. And down neck Newark. Hi Lee, you're the man. Tell Danny I said hi. Thank you, and I will down neck. I appreciate that.
So Jeff Hairdo tried to strike you, huh?
He tried to strike me after he attacked me.
That kid's got thin skin.
It's like a little bitch in the alley. It's like a little bitch in the alley. They sharpen their fingernails and they jump on your back and they try to scratch your eyes out.
I'll tell you a funny story about him. One night I was in Lefty's chat and he was in there bashing Angel. And they were going back and forth, and I was in the chat, and I started throwing him a beating in the chat. And he's reading the chat, and he's like, Lefty, your chat's so mean to me. Who's the Chicago muscle guy? That's the only interaction I've ever had with that guy. I looked at his hair the first time I seen him, and I knew that he got a free bowl of soup with that haircut. And I was just like, wow, man, this guy looks like a total jerk off. And then I watched him get abused one night on the FBS show, his new great big buddy. I watched them literally, he had his hands over his face and it looked like he was going to cry. And I was like, holy shit, how do you let a motherfucker talk to you that way? I'd have went completely off and at least defended myself.
Yeah, and he's the one, and you know what Jeff did too? Originally, he ran everybody's record. He ran FBS's record and he got caught. And Jeff Canarsie exposed him. So he was behind the scenes running people's personal records before anybody else even started this. So Jeff Nadeau was the first person to start that crap.
We got a mod in the chat that says, James Proctor, PMP, Chicago, why won't you show your face? Just curious. James?
That's not James. That's a fake.
He's got a wrench, bro. He's got a wrench.
James, so I would appreciate. Let me handle.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Let me answer him, bro. Because hey, believe me, if I pick the question, I want to answer it.
Oh, you got
it. James, look at what they're trying to do to that Mompass family. They are calling the woman's work. They are trying to destroy their lives. They are putting their children's pictures up there. They are absolutely harassing the ever-living shit out of these people. Do you think that I'm stupid enough to give them the opportunity to do it to me? I am most effective when I walk in the darkness from the shadows. Look what I'm doing to them. I will be the one to take them down. That's why, sir. Hope that answered your question.
Okay, James. And James is a good guy and helps me a lot. I'm hoping that he just asked that as a regular question.
I hope so too. I don't know him, but I thought it would be worth answering because, we're on a show and that's what it's about. That people want me to dox myself, James, and that's the reason for the military records and all of that. The less you give them, the less they have. And as you can see, they're trying to call people's families and, harass them at work and everything else. Would you openly give your family's information to someone to hurt you?
Yeah, and this is what this has become. You got to fear for your family, being innocent people, being doxxed, innocent people.
Right. I wouldn't care if it was just me. Say I'm some old hippie in a cabin in the woods, I wouldn't care whatsoever if it was just me. Come and get it. But I have children who work law enforcement. Okay. I have professional people in my family. And you think I want their pictures up on the Tony Soflo show like what's going on right now? Plus, realistically, if you think about it, it's very dangerous. Look what happened to Tim Pool this last year, where these liberals got it in for him, and they sent the SWAT team to his house because they said someone was getting murdered. And I've got a baby in the house. So I think it's, legit that I stay undercover and do what I do best, expose bad guys.
Well, and I agree. And listen, so what's going on with I'm going to kind of make this like an interview. I'm going to ask you a question. Why did you decide to come into this genre? What made you come into this genre? What was it?
Well, originally, me and my wife had just got through watching the Travolta Gotti movie, and I started we were looking up John Gotti and like the different A&E specials from the past and the different mob shows that talked about his life, because it's an interesting story. And I basically found Pennsylvania Piggies chat first and started talking to people in there and found it interesting. And then I'd actually talked to Angel Gotti, and I thought to myself, wow, this is awesome. You can actually interact with her and ask questions about her father in her chat room, and she'll answer them. So I started going into her chat, and this whole war was going on between Philadelphia and pizza. And basically during the time that pizza, I was around him, was about a week, and he was making racist comments towards Josie. And I decided to make a channel and start making videos against pizza to defend Josie because, well, she was being abused and nobody else was doing it.
And so were you around when SoFlo came on the scene?
Oh yeah.
And what
As a matter of fact, I went to Tony Soplo and he was about to have what's his name, pizza on the chat, and
Right.
I went to his chat and I said, hey bro, you're about to have a racist. I noticed he was saying he was half black in this, and I said, hey bro, because he said he was going to have mine. And I went in there real quick and I jumped in the chat and I said, hey bro, you're about to have a guy that's got a real bad reputation for racism on here. He was a new show, and I was after pizza at the time, and I was trying to warn him that he was about to platform somebody who said horrible things about 9/11, who had said horrible things about black people, and I just tried to warn him. And he basically went off on me and told me that I didn't have any proof and I better STFU and all this shit. He just basically went off on me like George does people that come into his chat and make a comment he thinks he don't like. And he tried to, run his mouth to me. Same thing with MRE. I can say that MRE, his first contact with George was he was about to have Jimmy Calandra on. And MRE went in there and he said, hey, bro, you're about to platform a rat. I know you've done, time in prison. You probably should be aware of who you're in contact with. George was new. So we were trying to be good guys and warn him about, this scene and who he was getting involved with. And
let me just say this: Mike T. Muscle Slick, leave Victoria Gotti alone. $20. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm sorry about that, Chicago.
No problem. Did you want to play something?
Well, no, actually, yeah, I did, but I just wanted to ask you a couple other questions. Why don't you finish what you were just talking about? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Okay, so MRE basically told him that he was about to platform somebody who cooperated with the government. That's MRE's specialty. He was battling rats. I was battling racism. We kind of were working hand in hand to clean up a lot of crap that was going on around here. And it basically ended up backfiring on us. The guy went off on both of us. I don't know if, he had it predetermined in his head that he wanted Jimmy on his show because he was bigger and he was trying to get subs, and what the reasoning was for platforming this guy, that he said he was totally against rats, but he was having Jimmy Calandra on. He's a hypocrite. So, and he exposed himself there. And realistically, I know that the old timers that have been around have witnessed this, but I tried to squash it with George multiple times and it didn't work. Then one day he made the comment, fuck you and your family. Well, that pretty much did it. That opened up the wounds, and when he started talking about family, and I didn't, and then he came back about 3 days later and apologized because Nikki told him that he needed to. Well, he did. But then he come back, we were still arguing, and he come back with, I'll send my son to whip your ass. That's when I said, oh, really? Well, I better find out who his son is. And I went and looked him up, and I posted him up, and I said, this son of yours, the scumbag that's in jail right now, that's how it all started. With
these guns, $10. Thanks for interviewing Chicago Muscle. I've always found him very entertaining. Love this I appreciate that. Guys, you guys have been kicking the shit out of me with the early, don't get me wrong, kick the shit out of me with it, please. You can kick the shit out of me with money. Okay. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Oh, okay. So what I want to do, let me tell you one thing about SoFlo. SoFlo is much smarter than FBS, even though FBS thinks he's a genius. And I'm going to play a little, today, Cane Shade, he put out a novella. So he took the music out of it, and Cane Shade sent me the original a minute and a half I wanted to play. I'm going to put it up here and play this. But it's very, very interesting what was done on this novella, people. I just want you to see this. Give me 1 minute, please. Okay, let's see. Just give me 1 second, people. I'm sorry. I pulled the wrong one up.
Gun poker, you done. I had time to say that.
Yeah. Why don't you make
I'll
fun
save him for later.
Well, I was going to say,
what are you doing with Grandma Gunpoke?
okay, well, I'm going to play this right now, people. And let me put this off. Now, you did some serious heavy time. So what would the prisoners do when they seen someone like FBS walk through the gate?
Slap him.
Well, look, I'm gonna be perfectly.
Nicky,
Don't go
slap
by what
him.
movies say, and don't go too much about these documentaries either, man. Sometimes they're fixed. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be straight up with you. All I can say, I give you my word of a man in my mother's honor. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
That's worth 2 cents.
Now, FBS is a type of individual that he immediately is gonna have to get under somebody's wing. You know what I mean? Because let me tell you something. When you're in a place like Florence, Colorado, I'm talking about the maximum security penitentiary place. You're dealing with some cats there, man. These are not your normal everyday cats. And if you see the interview that I did with a buddy of mine that we were both there at the same time hanging out, he could tell you. You know what I mean? And if they just see some weakness in you, bro, for real, they're gonna get you, and you're gonna have to start paying for protection. And I think that's what would happen to a guy like FBS, because in my opinion, a person that does the things that he does is a coward. So
How times change, huh? You're muted, Lee.
They did an interview with me in the very beginning, and one thing that SoFlo always told me: you take the weaker person underneath your wing, you pat them on the head and make them feel good. And this has always been SoFlo, and I sent him an email, and he read it on his show. And I said to him in that email, this was about 4 months ago, I said, "You are the fox, and they let you in the hen house."
Well, you know who taught him that, right?
Who's that?
Big Bubba in prison. He's like, hell yeah. Listen, little guy, me and you can do some work together, and you can get us extra dinner trays and cigarettes. All you got to do is wear this skirt.
So, and here he is basically, they're best buds now, but, let's forget about that part. Because from the very beginning, they came in here, they came after me, and they came after FBS. That was it. And then when I was friends with, I don't even want to call it friends, with SoFlo, me and him used to always argue. And I argued on his show with him a couple of times and said to him that he's up to no good. And that's when we started pulling apart, because of the fact that he's much more clever than FBS. FBS, you may not want to hear that, but it's the truth. And that man's going to be your downfall, not me, not anybody around here.
Oh, I don't agree with that. I'm going to be his downfall. I'm going to I'm going to work really hard at it.
Okay? Well, I'm talking about them two together. He's the fox. He's in the hen house, and he's playing.
That's okay, because I don't care if he takes them out or not. That would be great with me, because then that's just one less I have to worry about. So yeah. I know we both know that they're eating each other over there, just like the left always does. And that's exactly what you got. You got racism. The whole talking point of leftism you can find on their shows. They're the atheists. They're the race. Everybody's racist. No one, you know what I mean? We're the racists, but we're the people with every nationality you can think of on our shows, and with moderators and everything. I don't understand that racism stuff.
Yeah, well, that's the thing to say, racism, or if they can't beat you, they'll call you a child molester.
There you go. Well,
those are the lines that they will use.
Well, you got called a child molester. I got called a child molester.
Well, here's what happened yesterday, Chicago. He said, "Oh, we know Chicago's a child molester, and Lee's probably one too. That's why they get along." So
wow. So we know I'm a child molester.
Yeah, so they were both child molesters.
With those blue eyes being David Monpass, I'm a child. Yeah. Is David Monpass got child molester charges? We should look that up.
I'm not sure.
I don't even think he does. And speaking of which, people want to know what's going on with that. Look, I can't get people to reply. And believe me, I would never throw people under the bus like that and not, inform them of what's going on. But what I think has happened with that family is they're dug in. I think that the other side has probably harassed them so much, sent so many, threatening texts or whatever, phone calls, whatever it is they've done, that in my opinion, it could be legal at this point. And because why would they not contact or try and get a hold of us and say, hey, who is this person?
Well, we're working on something with the Mon passes, so we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not when you start doxing innocent people, and that's what's happening quite a bit here, because of people just being so hateful inside, so full of hate. And the chat rooms are saying, I'll give you an example. I went in on Frank Forlino, whatever the fuck his name is, the other day. And that's why Nadu attacked me. But you know why I went in on Frank? Because he's in the chat room saying, hey, let's get a hold of this woman, Deanna, that Lee was with, and try to interview her about Lee kidnapping her and stuff. And he said that on the show. And I said, you motherfucker, you want to say that on the show? So I put a video out on. We can play, insult me. I'll just put videos out on you. And here's something, guys. You guys like to talk shit like my show. I challenge either one of you guys to put down a video without going on live and get 3,000 views. Neither one of you guys can put down a regular video like a real YouTuber. You're not capable.
Well, they've got a lot more to worry about than their YouTube channels. The things have become legal that they're doing, and this is a fact. And it's funny because the things that they are doing to people, they need to realize there's people in this genre that are watching, that will, there's an anti-cop caller campaign that goes on in this genre. You got those people. Yes. You've got police officers. You have firemen. You have military. You have men of honor that are still maybe connected that are watching. You have people from every walk of life that's watching. And this is what George didn't count on, because not everybody around here is against calling the police when somebody does something to them. And I'm going to go ahead and drop that nuke on you right now, Georgie. Are you listening, buddy?
Oh, you have something to drop on us?
Oh, yeah, I got something to drop on you. I got an email this morning that was the bomb.
Is this the first time it's being dropped?
Yes, this is actual breaking news on the Lee Cole Show. Okay. I got an email today from someone who has been in contact with the prosecutor in George's son's case, and they have sent George the emails of George threatening people to hurt them, and when he gets out of prison. So George, way to go. And I don't
know. Or you mean show clips?
Pardon me?
Did they send the show clips in? Or
yes, they sent them the clips of George harassing people, threatening people, but especially with their son, because the son is going through trial right now and he is going for trial as a career criminal. So they're charging him as a career criminal, and this might be the thing that gets the kid the bitch. And you can thank yourself, George. And guess what? Truthfully, I have been told to call the police on him for these threats with the kid and everything else. I am not a cop caller. I would rather not do that. But this is like I'm telling you, I had nothing to do with this. Somebody just sent me an email and said they did it and sent me the clips that they sent the prosecutor. So I knew what they were. And, well, this is the type of thing that happens when you go back and forth with people. And
especially if the poor kid doesn't know what's going on. I mean,
well, the poor kid does know what's going on, because George had him on the show talking to him from the county jail on the phone. It's all recorded. George recorded it, talking to his son, making threats to me and others from the county jail phone. This is Father of the Year material here. This is how smart George is, the idiot.
Well, I never seen that show or heard that show. He actually had him on from county jail on his show.
He had him on a couple of times from county jail on his show, and someone recorded it. This is what happens. It's crazy, And they said that when they sent the email, it was revenge for Little Muscle, because they're saying they're calling the DHS on him, and because my grandson and stuff. Now, honestly, I don't want people to do that.
I don't either.
But this is the thing. When it happened today, I guess, or yesterday, when they saw the clips of what he was doing with other women, and it's a bad deal. It is, and it just went too far. But there it is. This is what you get, George. And do I feel bad for the kid? Yeah. Do I feel bad for George? Absolutely not. George is a fucking menace to society. A true bad guy.
Well, if you're going to put Victoria's picture up like that for no reason whatsoever, to put that poor kid's face up,
and then people want to know why I don't show my face and identify myself so people can do it to me. You know what I mean? That's just, I don't even know how people could expect me to do that.
Chai Hooker says, I guess the shit don't fall far from the ass. Okay. Okay. No, that's sad, man. That's sad, because this is the problem that people make here. They put people in their family in this. And once you do that, you're opening the door for all sorts of attacks, and that's what's happening. It makes no sense. Who the hell would want to come on here and put somebody? I won't even show my poor Polly. They'll start saying that she's a rapist, and they'll have pictures of Polly up, So
yeah, and Polly's so cute. I like her so much. She's so spirited.
Well, something, I got a feeling that thing with Victoria is going to backfire, because that's pissing off a lot of people in a very bad way.
Well, it already has. It already has. Because look what they just did to the, with the calling the prosecutor over there. That's bad news right there.
Well, if you could show evidence of someone threatening somebody with somebody, that's a serious thing.
Especially when the kid's in jail right now. I would never even dream of doing that with my child.
Okay. And I was also told this morning that this show wasn't going to do as good as somebody else's. There's 333 people here right now. Real ones, real views. Well, okay. So,
and I think if we'd have done it a little bit later in the evening after people got off work, you'd have done better. And we're going to do it again, guys. Me and Lee have already talked. If he needs somebody to come on the show and just tear it up, I'll help him. Same as Angel or any of my friends.
Yeah, I'm in negotiations with Chicago right now. He wants so much money to be my partner. What the hell? I mean, he's like, I want this, and he ain't like Danny. He's going, oh, bitch, you're splitting that money with me.
Well, yeah. Hey, if you support me, donate to Lee, because here's the bottom line: anyone who puts me on their show is part of the awareness campaign against these bullies, and that's the bottom line. So if there's anything that you would have ever thought about giving to me, when somebody supports Chicago Muscle, support them, please.
Okay, wait, I'm going to something right away. Chicago Muscle, Lee and Danny are against rats, but they interviewed Bill Catullo. Once again, explosive dickhead. I'm going to explain something to you. Yes, we did put him on. Danny didn't want to put him on. I talked Danny into it. And Bill Catullo is the best thing to ever happen to me, because once Bill Catullo stabbed me in the back, that's when I realized you cannot trust any of these rats. None of them. You'll never see this show ever platform another rat again, ever. And if I ever put a rat on this show, I would want everybody to unsub from me. That's all I'm going to say about that. I learned the hard way with rats, especially Bill Catullo really showed you. And then, these other cocksuckers coming in here right now, the stuff they're doing, horrible stuff.
Well, Lee, if you think about it, you got to go by your street wisdom and take that into consideration. If you have somebody around that you cannot trust, and eventually you're going to end up with a knife in your back, and you're better off just to never get it started in the first place and not be around people like that. And if they turn state's evidence on their buddies, you can't trust them either. I always look at a man who cheats on his wife the same way. If you can lay down next to your wife and tell her you love her and give her a kiss goodnight, and then go out and screw another woman, I can't trust you either. I live by a very strict code, because where I came from, and people can wonder whether I was ever 1% or not, but you can hear my street wisdom when I talk. Where I came from, you would end up, in jail forever if you had a rat around. So I understand,
Well, when I got into this, my philosophy it was mistakenly that anybody deserves to be interviewed. And then I remember Angel Gotti telling me, there's a couple of things I learned about this. Angel Gotti told me, she said, Lee, these guys have something in them when they're ratting. There's just something in them that makes them very bad people. And then Gene Barillo, this is the last time I talked to Gene Barillo. Gene Barillo went after his girlfriend with some sharp object. It was on video. And then he called me up and said, I'm going down to Florida. And I go, so what are you going to do down there? He goes, I'm moving in with the girl. I said, you said the girl in the video that you went after with the knife? He goes, yeah. I said, Gene, I can't talk to you no more. That's when you start realizing that a rat has something inside of them. And then when you're dealing with a person like Anthony Aralotta, he's sitting in the same building where he ordered the murder of Bruno. While he carried out the murder of Bruno, 60 feet from the body. And Bruno's son has to look at that every day to see that the man that killed his father, is sitting right where he killed him. I mean, this is the mentality of these people.
Yeah, I want to be around people with integrity. You know what I mean? That's just, and I want to be around true friends. I don't care if it's just, I have one true friend. That's the most important thing, that they're true to me, that they, I can trust them.
And it's time to call somebody else out. Bill Jordan, I will no longer be going into Tony's Pizza chat as long as you keep talking racism. I can't stand behind that. My best friend says 86 is black, and I have dated black women in the past. Well, you know what, Bill Jordan, I appreciate you saying that. And you know what, just to be fair to James Proctor, he has made the same commitment. And here's the thing, stand-up guy, you're doing a lot of talking lately.
So you talking about bend over guy, the eyebrows?
Yeah, well, stand-up guy, you want to be famous. So right now we got 313 people in here, and we're going to talk about something you did the other day that was pretty crummy. You were reading from Josie's book. As you were reading from Josie's book, Tony said the N-word at least 30, 40 times on your show. And not one time did you tell him not to do it. Not one time. So you really got to check yourself, dude. And yeah. Tony's back to insulting me, and he apologizes to you, but that's it. I don't want nothing to do with that again. And you're going to be talking about, he is more vile with the racism than I ever seen him before. And it's obvious that they like him on that side all of a sudden. I wonder why.
Yeah, well, he's a virtue of truth, because he's talking about me, because I told him to knock the racism off. I feel that Tony, here's the thing with Tony Pizza. I feel that he has mental illness, and when you know how hard I went at him, Lee, you watched.
Oh yeah.
And I took him completely
you guys had some great wars, man.
And I took him down to two people in his chat room, right? Rammy and impeached, and Rammy and him both and impeached both left too. So I really decimated Pizza, and I felt bad about it, because the more I got to know him and I talked to him a few times, I realized he does have mental illness. But that does not excuse the stuff with the dog. That does not, I don't care what he says about me. I will not take personal. That's okay. I took a few shots at him. It's all good. I'm not mad at you, Tony, for that. You saying what you said about Marla, that right there started the war back up. And anybody who is Team Pizza, I'm coming.
Tony, I'm really disappointed that you got to keep dropping the M-bomb like that, dude. I know you're watching, I guarantee, and you're going to probably be talking about this video, but you have not been nonstop with the N-bomb for 3 days now. Because do you know that when that book was written, and I had it underneath here in the beginning of the show, Josie's book, MobTube Chronicles. There's a lot of negative things about me in there. Not negative, but not so good. But it showed how I developed over a period of time. And Josie was very honest and said, Lee, there's going to be some parts. And I said, sure, use my name too. And Tony, everything she wrote was true. Come on, we all been through this for over a year. Everything she wrote in that book about what you did was not your battle with the biggest backstabbing hypocrite in the world, Tom Lavicki. I don't want to say his whole name. So your battle with him and everything going behind the scenes and stuff. And then stand-up guy, what the hell are you thinking, dude? You know, you stuck your partner in the back to have someone on your show that's going to swear and curse and use the N-bomb continuously. Does that make any sense, Chicago? Am I like going nuts here?
No, it actually, well, that guy's just looking for views, and he knows when he brings Tony on there, hate views are still views.
And
so, yeah.
Nobody ever knows what Tony's going to say. Tony doesn't even know what he's going to say. And they wait for that cringy moment. He's like he's like a horror movie that you just go to see and you don't know what's going to happen in that horror movie.
You know what? I've got something to say. You know, these government informants that you talk about, let me appeal to you for a minute. You did something that was against your code of honor when you were in La Cosa Nostra. You were considered yourself a man of honor. Do you ever want to have your honor back in just the slightest shred? The one way you can start by being a man of honor, and this goes to Calandra. This goes to anybody over there that calls themselves a man of honor or a former man of honor. You sit there and you support someone who bashes women the way FBS does and the way he talks about families and the whole 9 yards. You are not only a fucking rat if you support him, which you can never change, but you are no longer anywhere near a man of honor, and you have zero honor left. If you want a shred of that honor back, stop supporting men who abuse women because you know it's wrong.
And you ever see some of the things I write down in that in those chats? I mean, they're horrible things I write down. Let's find out something about this one. Let's find out something about this one. I mean, sometimes I can't believe the stuff that I read in those chats because you got cowards that are in the chat room.
Yeah, or Frankie Gotti's mini bike. You dirty motherfucker. I'm sorry, Lee. I don't mean to use that word on your show. But, you know, people are wondering why I get outraged.
We can have it one time.
Yeah, people wonder why I get outraged. And it's just like, you know, we may have personal beefs. Come and beat me up. Come and do what you want to do so badly that you're afraid to do. But leave that kid alone. Leave people alone. You know,
come after us. Leave everybody else out of it.
Lee befriended me after he came to this side and started talking to Angel and gave me a wrench. And I didn't even know that I got one. He just hit me with it in his show because I'm a wrench of Angel's, and he knows that if Angel can trust me, he can trust me. That's it. He's never asked me to do anything for him, make a video in his defense, anything of that nature. And I, Lee? And I don't even think I have.
No, why are they
picking on you?
Well, here's what I hate. When a grown man tells another grown-ass man, and let me tell you something. I know a lot more about the streets than either one of you. I didn't run around Miami mugging and beating people over the fucking head.
Wait a minute. You didn't rob the lady? You didn't rob the mail lady?
No, I kidnapped her. I threw her in the van.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. And then you got the other one running around York dealing drugs. And they'll stand on here and say every horrible things about me. I'm a drug addict and everything like that. A man should be judged about how his children are. That's how you judge a man.
Yep.
And it's the only thing good I've done in my life. But you know what they'll say? Well, you weren't around. Motherfuckers, I was around for all those 10 years through high school and middle school. And the most important time they needed me. And then when they left, I fucked up again. I had nothing to do. I was bored. But that's just the life of a criminal. And then you pull up my record, and you don't see nothing on my record about beating women or hurting children or nothing. You just see crimes on my record.
You know, that's funny because even when me and you were at it, I made a video about you because I seen somebody call you a child molester.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man, that ain't cool. Lee, Lee ain't no child molester. So I made a video and said, hey, I don't care what you think of Lee. I have his charges, all 380 pages of them. And there is nothing of hurting women, doing any of that crazy shit. Nothing. When you take off with a woman in the car when you're running from the cops, that can be considered kidnapping.
Yes, in the middle of a police, and if you read the article, it says it's in the middle of a police chase.
Well, if you'd have stopped and let her out, they'd have said you tried to run her over, Lee. So,
Well, it's hard to stop when you're going 80 miles an hour in a van.
Never listen to someone discredit someone that they don't like and take it as fact. Because if they are volatile enough, they can say things that are not true. Now, I do not personally do that no matter how mad I get, but some people do.
Carol Mahal, 1999, thank you so much. And there's 2 Cash Apps. I'll get to them, people. I didn't read them yet, but thank you. You guys have been really wonderful today. Thank you very much. Okay, let's see. I don't wish, and this is it. I don't wish violence on anybody, but man, do I wish that someone would beat some of these scumbags into the sidewalk. They wouldn't do this. Do you think that these people would even think about talking about John Gotti's niece or John Gotti or John Gotti Jr. Just a couple years ago?
No. Hey, Lee, I was reviewing his crap yesterday, and he literally come on there and said that if John Gotti was still alive, he'd have to take him out. SoFlo said this.
Or he wants to fight. Or he wants to fight John Gotti's son.
Oh boy. Yeah.
He goes, he lost already. He lost a close decision. He didn't even get knocked down. What are you talking about? In MMA, that's what everybody loses a fight. There's very few undefeated fighters. In MMA, you learn from your defeats. And you're saying, it's kind of funny, And then you got the other guy. He keeps mocking and digging at the other guy. I can't think of his name. The guy that used to be on.
The thing you just said there, Lee, that just goes to show you how many real fights and what a badass SoFlo is. Because if he doesn't realize that you can get your ass whooped, he's going to.
Those guys will choke you out so quick you wouldn't even know what day it is. I mean, 2 o'clock from Butchie Bifocals. Thank you. That they would choke you out. And Damien. Now it's brave to be in to be down in Pennsylvania, and you're calling out Damien to come saying that he's a bitch and calling him all sorts of names. FBS, what would you do if you're going out your driveway and Damien was standing next to your car? What would you do? You would shit a fucking brick.
Right. I mean,
someone said he was a 500 fighter in MMA. Oh, 500 fighter in MMA? Yeah, I would fuck with someone like that.
Hey, bottom line is this. He has never been probably in a fight in his life if it wasn't a woman. So
they're calling, they keep calling out people. I'm telling you, man, this is like you're calling out the wrong people now.
It's funny. It's real easy to sit there and call people out from your keyboard, but if you really want to fight, I've offered 1,000 times and I've heard nothing. He'll call the cops. He's got the big excuse that he'll call the cops. But I've got this to say. If I called the police on somebody, that's an instant win. They're like, ah, ha, ha, look at that pussy Chicago muscle. He called the cops, just like we said he would.
It's SoFlo. Your show's killing my numbers right now. I only got 323 in here. You might force me to shut it down.
Uh-oh.
You were talking about crap this morning. Remember, SoFlo? What were you saying? I'm coming on at 6 o'clock the same time as you to hurt your numbers. See, the people that listen to you, SoFlo, don't listen to us. You got JC over there. And you guys, and they want to talk about people that are doxers and stuff. You have JC who puts up pictures of little babies when he's mad at the mother. You have Johnny Mac, the master of the doxing, and they were in your chat rooms. You worship them. The only reason you don't worship Johnny Mac no more, because Johnny Mac got up one day and said, I'm going to go play with the women and get twice as many views as you. So what's going on?
Breaking news there too, Lee.
What's that?
That women's group one that is been accused of living, and I'm doing the paperwork and getting the dirt right now as we speak, but there's been somebody there, so I won't mention their name, that's been accused of living with a sex trafficker for 6 years. Now, I can tell you that I have done enough research to know that the news said that he had all of this stuff on his Facebook and all this stuff, and she turned state's evidence against him. So, and they, you know what I mean? They basically gave her a deal that she didn't do jail time if she told them everything she knew. This much I do know. Now, she knew it because the guy had it all over his Facebook. So she was aware of it. Now, Code of the Streets is sticking up for this woman, and she just went off on Johnny Mac this morning. I think Johnny is trying to distance himself because he knows that I'm about to do an expose on her, Mac, and Code, all working together to get these women into their chats. She's a hell of a promoter for scumbags. Let's just put it to you that way. The news clip is on my site.
And how long will it be before Johnny Mac and Code start fighting over the women?
I think they already are.
Yeah, Code's like, yo, man, I got a bald head and I got a motorcycle. I had a motorcycle 10 years ago.
Yeah, well, that guy's a fake. And bottom line is this: they're both scumbags, and that's what I've been over there doing, trying to help them women. At least because they, know who he is and what they're dealing with, because he's done nothing but cause problems with everybody I've ever known ever since I knew him. But the nice thing about Johnny Mac is that I guess one woman seen my post about him having a domestic violence, and she went one step farther and actually got the police report and all that good stuff, and she's going to do a show about it soon. When I hear about that going up, I will make sure to tell everybody so they can see, because this is information even Chicago Muscle didn't get. Once I seen the conviction, I said, well, I don't need the details. This is good enough for me. He's convicted. Here it is. Just like when he called the cops on Tony Pizza, I got the police reports. Here it is.
Hey, listen, I'm going to be dropping the link, and I'm dropping it for anybody that's a victim and wants to come up and talk about it. Anybody that's a victim from these people that feel they're a victim, anybody who's had pictures put up lately of their children or threats or racial taunts toward them, please come up here and talk to us about it. I'm putting it down right now. So anybody that wants to do that, $10 from Lee Panel. And that's from
Josie's here, I hope. Maybe she'll come up. I hope she will.
Josie's here. I think Angel's here. And anybody. And, another thing that I learned when we talk about the rats, you have moments in here where things happen to you. I remember
Jane is also in the chat. Jane, if you want to come up, it's very easy. Just
look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's already replacing me. He's pushing me over. He's saying, Lee, I'll take it from here.
Well, I'm just trying to help you. Yeah, drop the link. You click the link, and then you'll come backstage, and then Lee will bring you on. It's not.
Yeah, anybody that wants to jump
follow the instructions on the link, and you'll have it.
And remember, you got 330 people. If you want to come up, now's the time to do it. Now's the time to do it.
Well, or we can organize another show where we can have the victims ready to, come up and testify about what's happened with them. We can do as many shows as we need.
Every time these guys get out of hand, we'll just jump on and do a live. Hey, maybe in Chicago, we should start jumping on 11 o'clock in the morning against another competitor at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
I don't consider him a competitor. He's a nothing. Look at your numbers and look at his. And the 50 that he's got in there, he bought. I mean, who's over there talking? Impeached? It's the Special Olympics. Let him have it.
Donald said $4.99. He said, everybody that likes Lee, I'm fucked. Send $5. Okay. Okay. So guys, Lee, really bad name to Italian, always funny, laugh out loud, explosive, whatever. If someone came on the back of your head, don't take it out on me. Beat a beep. Lee, you act like you're so innocent. Come on, man. You do. No, Never have I put up a picture of anybody's family. Never. Show me where I've done that. The only thing I've ever
and
done,
in my defense, I've done it a whole bunch, and you know why? Because the bitches had it coming. No one has ever done it on our side first, and those other bastards can tell you that. But this is fight fire with fire. I'm going to tell you this much right now: all this moral high ground bullshit, you can pound that in your keister. Because it's over. There is no moral high ground. The high ground is now every man has to do what every man has to do. And if your family's being bashed and attacked and they're trying to look up where you're coming, where you're at and all this, you got to be a little bit smarter than them. And you got to be willing to, if someone shoots at you and you don't fire back, pretty soon you're going to end up dead.
Wait a minute. This is fucked up. Thank you for doing this. Okay, you ready? I covered my ears up. Tommy says, Muscle, my mom's 67 this weekend and she loves your laugh. Can you please do it once? I'm trying to explain to her how this all works. Okay, she wants to hear your laugh, dude.
How the hell do I do a laugh? I know everybody thinks that shit's forced, but it's not. When I make a video, tell mom, I go into the zone and I start thinking about the person that I don't like. And truthfully, these people make me laugh. And when I start ethering them, the laugh just comes. Sometimes before I even hit the record button, I'll be laughing. I'll be looking. I can look at a picture of SoFlo pissed off at me and literally start snickering. I know that I get under his skin so bad that, and the laugh does it, but it's a controlled laugh, but it is not a forced laugh. And
James
tell mom I promise you just watch some of my videos that'll be coming up. We'll be laughing soon together.
James Proctor, $5. Thank you. And Mr. Bill, $4.99. Thank you. I appreciate it. And listen, I'm going to tell everybody something. People keep questioning about James being, and James Proctor being over in Tony Pizza's chat. James has talked to me about that today and said that he's totally turned off by the end. He ain't doing it no more. So, he was called me.
Oh, is that the James Proctor that was over at Tony Pizza's?
Yes.
Or not Pizzas or SoFlo's?
Tony Pizza's.
Okay. Just as long as he wasn't at SoFlo's. If he was at SoFlo's, we're going to have to dance.
Yeah.
Because anybody that sat over there, in my opinion, supports a sex offender. Someone who beats women, an abuser, a stalker, a weirdo. I mean, the thing about it is, if I didn't put his charges up, I would say, hey, maybe people just don't believe me. Maybe it's, something that they just don't want to, think is true because they like the guy or whatever. Once I put the charges up, there's no longer an excuse. You either support scumbags or you don't. And hey, there is Marie's corner. Maybe Marie, can you come on for a minute and tell us what's happening in your community with Johnny Mac?
Yeah, I put that link down there. Come on, ladies, grab that. Don't be afraid of it.
Don't be bashful, Marie. You can come on up here and tell us your experience and what's going on now. You got a good audience here.
Here's a tough woman. I'm going to read it. Angela, the right winger. Boy, when she used to get on my case, I used to be scared of her. Jesse Roth was given SoFlo information, whether it was right or not. She is looking to get Angel's daughter possibly hurt. Jesse Roth is a despicable person that's been on the internet for 10 years, trolling chats, starting all sorts of trouble, being a stalker and stuff. That's who Jesse Roth is. So if Jesse Roth's doing this, Angel, if you know anything about it, then maybe we should start talking a little bit more about Jesse Roth, because she's putting herself into the fray, let's say.
Drop the link again, Lee.
Okay. The link is dropped. And only grab it if you don't like Johnny Mac. Everybody's going to grab that. Oh. Maria, welcome to our kingdom.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hello,
So how's
Maria.
everything going over in your area?
It's been quiet today. Supposedly he's had it out with Jules now. They both got into a big argument, but I just saw that I was at somebody called Lily's, what's her name? Red Flags with Lily. And he came in there saying hi and everything, and I left. I want nothing to do with the same. And they pretty much, everybody said, get him out of here, get him out of here. And he had no choice but to leave the chat.
Well, see, this is what Johnny Mac is. You know, I wanted to talk to you before, but now is a good time. John, this is what Johnny Mac does. Johnny Mac put out a false. There was a guy named Cleveland Lee Cole that kidnapped a woman down in Dallas. He put up the criminal report and said it was me. I pulled up Cleveland's picture. And
My God.
He was much darker than me. Let's put it that way. And he was 37. He was a 37-year-old black man. And the following day, him and Code of the Street and that other clown, Gray Thin Line, kept going with the story, even though they knew I proved them that it was fake. See, this is the type of people you have in Johnny Mac. So if Johnny Mac gets kicked out of there from these women, he's going to go back to SoFlo. He's going to get on his knees and he's going to say, what do I have to do for you, SoFlo, to get back here?
Well, he's going live at 7, or he should have been live already with like 3 people that are not really liked in the community. So it's just going to make it a lot worse for him. I think he's just associating himself with really bad people.
It'll backfire on him, and we're going to sit back and laugh, aren't we, Chicago?
Oh, well, you know what? I don't want to see any women hurt, but there is a few over there that got onto me because I'm a little bit crazy. If you don't want a bull in your china cabinet, don't hit me over there, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a gangster. I don't give a damn, and I'm not politically correct, but I'll tell you what I am. I am the protector of innocence, and I will protect.
Yeah, but what did you say? A bull in your vagina cabinet?
Oh, way to go, Lee! We got a lady on the show. You freaking dirty old.
Hey, I
man.
listen to Marla talk. I listen to Marla's like Angel and those other girls.
Lucky for you that Maria's not a stick in the mud.
Yeah,
she's a real. Hey, she's a real Cuban.
Yeah, she's like, I can't believe you said that to me. I'm gonna file charges against you, you pervert.
But
Billy,
yeah, what was the question since you got so
real
weird?
quick, Billy Brown, $13.99. Great show. Sorry.
Oh, and before you guys get off Jesse Roth, let me just say this. Jesse had a petition signed from a paranormal community because she was stalking people, and they wanted to get her locked up because she had mental health problems. So that should, play into your decisions on what you want to, do with Jesse Roth and how much you want to be around her.
Wow.
Yeah. These people are weird.
Oh,
yeah, very weird.
This is where, that's why I came to YouTube. I said, where can my weird ass actually go and be like semi-successful? And so I said,
and look at you now.
I'm a star. Yeah, it's like, well, Marla, how is your show doing?
Maria.
It's doing really good.
Oh, Maria, I said Marla.
Lee, you are the absolute worst. It can be right in your face and you can't pronounce it.
It could be a wasp. Well,
I think it's doing pretty good. I'm just glad that supposedly he's moved on now with Jules, but still, she's Jules. You like her, hate her, she's still a woman. I don't know why they have to go after women. Like, why he has to do this.
Here's the thing: if he goes after Jules, don't let your tears come too quick. After what she's done to women, karma is karma.
Billy Brown, yep. 69. Billy Brown, $69.99. Lee, you're a good man. Thanks for the content. Cheers. Billy Brown, that's 2 donations tonight. I appreciate it. And guys, if people want to be greedy, we could be like other shows and come on every day for money. But I like coming on because you guys are awesome today. We got good numbers, and we have Maria that showed up. So Maria, what do you think about, when you look at Johnny Mac, what do you think about his cuteness?
Cuteness?
I love the way you said that.
You're joking.
Do you
We
like
got a
his?
comedian in the house.
Do you like his 1970 male porn star look?
Yeah, that's what he looks like. Oh my God.
You know what he
that's
is?
Right.
You know, oh my God! Now that you've said that, and you know what is funny, because before I got banned, I was friends with James Woods on Twitter, and me and James used to laugh all the time about. I used to call him Lester Diamond. Remember Lester Diamond from Casino?
Yeah.
Oh, he was the biggest crumb bag in that movie, and I used to hate that character because I loved James Woods from like Vampires and stuff, and I used to joke with him about that, and man, it was funny. We used to kick up about that real good. Lester Diamond. And Johnny Mac is the Lester Diamond of MobTube.
Hey, Chicago and Maria, look at this face. Transitioning JC.
He leaves comments on my site all the time, and I roll.
Put my beautiful face up. So we got to put his beautiful face up. Okay. Hey, so you told me this morning, Flo, that you were going to watch the money come in. For some reason, you were concerned that you were going to make more money than my show today. I don't. If you did, God bless you, dude. But when you come on here, you never know. I consider it an honor when people give me money. I'm not going to stand here and beg for it. Or I'm going to use that line. How about this line they use? We're entertainment. You got to pay us for this entertainment. Okay, great show. Wanted to share this for anybody. Suicide hotline for bullying, suicide prevention. I got that underneath here, people, because
Thank you, James. That's good.
Can you imagine a young girl like Victoria Gotti who goes out and busts her ass all day, and she has some sleazy slime bag on here saying horrible things about her?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, and you have to understand too that women, a lot of them are very sensitive to stuff like this. A lot of women,
and it scares them.
There's a statistic that I read one time, and I think it's important to mention it here. When you're talking to a woman, realize this: 8 out of 10 women at some point in their life have been made sexually uncomfortable. Whether that, and the statistics goes a little lower for contact, but 8 out of 10 women have at least been made sexually felt uncomfortable. So when you are approaching a woman on the internet or in the real world, please keep that in mind, because you know what I mean? It's something that really, I did a lot of research on this. And it's just one of those things that I always try and consider. Now, sometimes I can get a little bit rude and a little bit, but you know what? It's always meant in the best interest of the woman, And it's I sometimes come off very strong, but it's
oh no, Chicago doesn't come off.
No way.
Well, it is. It's a little bit aggravating to hear somebody that my husband abuses me, but I can't leave. Oh God, it drives me nuts. It's like I just want to shake him and say, "Wake up!" This guy could come home and kill you.
I know, but sometimes there's no other choice.
Explosive. Why everyone says no? The only people that say I buy subs are the ones I'm beating. And if you go look at a video I put up 2 weeks ago to answer SoFlo, and I even showed how many were done with each video, how many I picked up. See, I put up real videos that pick up 300 subs sometimes. They don't know what real videos are. So Explosive
900 pictures. Is that a gay porn site?
Yes, I think that he was.
Is that a gay porn site?
Oh my God.
I think that he was in a movie with Johnny Mac.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was called Lip Smack and Mac and the Longhards.
Yeah. And then I think Johnny Mac started another one called Manhole. Manhole. Yeah, it was called Manhole. It was about construction workers.
That's what his asshole looks like, a manhole. Hey, gun poker, you Don. Why you get off grandma? You're naked, gun poke.
Yeah. Well, and that's a sad dude. Gunsmoke. Gunsmoke, we've been kind of leaving you alone, but the fact
Oh
of the matter
no,
is,
no. Oh no.
Yeah.
This is the guy that's dick is so fucking orange because he doesn't wash his hands before he masturbates and eats a lot of Cheetos. Hey, Gunsmoke, can you swear me in, bro? I want to be part of your online mafia. We'll be bad asses together.
oh yeah.
Gun poker, you done.
Yeah, you see, Maria, it's a little, it gets a little bit crazy over here.
It
So, Maria,
does. It's okay.
since Johnny Mac has come along, he's kind of helped your show with numbers, hasn't he?
He has. He sure did. But I think that he came out of nowhere just to get his numbers up.
Well, what he
That's
did,
exactly what he did.
he abandoned his brothers, SoFlo and FBS. He abandoned them. And,
hey, Lee, let's go join a knitting community of women of women that are talking about 90 Day Fiance. Me and you can be the studs there. We couldn't make it over here where the men are at, but we'll.
And then you could see them, and then you could see Code of the Sheets. You know, you could see him with his little crochet. He probably said, "Is it knitting or crocheting?" I'm a crocheter. You know, and then Johnny Mac's like, "What's the difference? Aren't they the same thing?"
I mean, hey, nothing against you ladies or anything, but us dudes don't want to hang around and talk about knitting. What are you doing over there? Right. I don't know. Now my wife might enjoy that, but I just don't understand. That just goes to show you what cucks they are. You hear that? You two punks, you two bitches. I own you. I own your asses. And I'm going to tell you why.
Want to own their asses? If you could own asses, why would
you have any idea how many men would like to buy them?
God, if you have to tie a surfboard to your back if you.
Hey, SoFlo ate 2 dinner trays a night and had all the cigarettes he wanted to smoke while he was locked up. That's all I'm telling you. But no, it goes to show you what cucks they are. You know why? Because here, where the big boys play, they couldn't hang, Lee. They had to run off. I wonder why. I wonder if I had anything to do with that.
Everybody tells the stories they want to tell. Yeah.
Well, he was in the chat that I was in now, and he said, everybody's like, "Oh no," and I said, I wrote in the chat, "I'm out of here. You can have whoever you want in your chat. I don't have to be in the same chat, but I still support you." And he said, they said, "Johnny, are you going to leave her alone?" He wrote, "Maria, I'll leave you alone if you leave me alone. Bitch, you came after me." And I said, "Nope, I'm not. I will never accept anything but a public apology from him. And then I still don't want him around, but he owes it to me."
Let me sing everybody a song. Let me sing him a song. Well, it's too late, baby.
Yep,
well,
that's
it's
right.
just too late. Cause
I
I'm
just don't want to be
coming
around
for
him.
your punk ass.
Okay,
Yep.
Sean says, "I can't cheat on my girl. I've cheated before and I always felt terrible." Sean, that's because you're not cheating with the right woman. Okay?
What the hell?
Oh my God, bad. No, Sean, that's good. That's good. Don't cheat.
Like, if I ever cheated, I'd be like, "Oh, I feel terrible," but it felt so good.
Oh, whatever. Lee, you'd be the type of guy that you just don't need to get married. You're a total gigolo. No woman
it's not
can
a
hold
gigolo.
you down.
I was just very bad at being married. That's it.
Claudio Perry says, "Stop singing." And that guy loves me. That must have been bad,
As
huh?
soon as you started singing, we dropped down 20 people.
Oh, no.
I got off FBS's channel because he disrespected Angel and Women. Good show. Lee in Chicago has video. Yes. And people have been asking me why I don't go and I don't become a members. I was going to say members only. I don't think anybody here wants to see members only. I'm sorry, but anyway. And if you do, you got some twisted shit going on in your head. But become a member show. The reason I want to get to 10K before I become a member show. Okay, I'm not that desperate for cash.
You're almost there.
Yeah, and it was a goal of mine. Go to 10K. Originally, that's how YouTube used to do it. You had to get 10K before you can have members. But then YouTube got smart and said, well, let me get these. Decided to let the little shows get memberships because who makes money off of it? YouTube.
Hey, Lee,
They do.
can you play video, Lee?
Not if I don't have it. Do you
What
have
time?
it?
I can get it real quick for you.
Where is it? Where is it?
I'll drop it in your backstage.
That sounds so personal.
It's a fan-made video that somebody made today, and it's absolutely hilarious. So hold on a sec. All right. There you
Oh,
go.
Sean, that would have been dirty. Poor Sean, he would have been caught.
Joey Angel never did anything to those people, let alone her daughter Victoria, who's very smart, nice young lady. Exactly. And you think those guys wouldn't want a woman that works that hard, that pretty, that smart? Heck, okay. When she comes on and we play Jeopardy, she wins all the time, but I think that's because it's rigged. But
Well, now I'm gonna play Jeopardy with her next, and I'm going to be the champion.
Yeah, but don't let Victoria. Victoria.
She's probably twice as smart as I am.
No, Victoria. Before the show, Victoria sits down with her mother, and she goes, "Okay, here's the answers. I'm going to make my daughter look so smart."
Now you wouldn't accuse Angel of cheating. Where's Angel at? She's gonna come up here and throw you a beating.
Yeah. Poor Angel. She goes through so much crap on her.
Oh, it's ridiculous what they do with her.
Oh my God. It's like they're 15 years. 15 years ago, this would have never happened. They have their legs broke. I don't even think they break their legs. Can you imagine what they would do to them?
No.
People like that.
No. Did you ever see that ending scene in Casino in the cornfield?
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Very accurate.
Someone should take that video and put the faces of SoFlo.
Well, kind of put the one up. This should satisfy you. This should really be something that everybody enjoys.
You want to hear something funny? What's his name? The dickhead from, I know you're going to say, no, it's JC. So JC puts up this thing the other day saying, Lee interviewed all these people, and he put his name in it. And I wrote underneath it, I said, can you take your name out of that? He's like, dude, really? I never interviewed you. I interviewed you and got like 40 people watching.
JC.
When I
used to go to school. I used to go to school with a kid that reminded me of JC. Everybody beat this kid's ass on the way home.
Oh my God.
He did. They bullied the shit out of him. And I think it might be JC.
Well, JC was that guy that took the shortcut home and went behind the long way home, went up behind the buildings and stuff and hid behind the garbage cans and the dumpsters. That's how he got home every day. And right now he's going like this. SoFlo, they're talking about us. You're our leader. And yes, SoFlo, I consider you the leader of that group, even though someone thinks they're smarter than you. We all know that he's not smarter than you, SoFlo. And you know he's not either. Okay. So how long do you give Johnny Mac to be Maria in your genre before he gets excommunicated?
It's already happening. It's already happening. He's burning bridges really fast.
Did he turn on that girl yet that he's been with all the time?
Yeah.
He's turning on that
he's still with Sophie. He's still with Sophie. But he turned on Jules, who is one of the one that has a lot of followers. So now he's bashing her. She's bashing him.
Yeah, he's done a lot of.
Remember, now he's following John Yates, who's a blogger in the 90-day community who has a lot of controversy and has said a lot of bad shit to a lot of women. So of course, and he's a racist. He says racist comments.
Johnny Mac's going into the prison chick thing 90 days after he's in that community now.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah, 90-day fiance. Yep. That's it.
You know, I love subs. I love views, but I would never do that.
No, I just, you're asking for it. Them women are tougher than us.
I mean, or you say something to the wrong woman, and next thing you know,
I've already had my ass jumped over there. being the brash prick I am.
Somebody will just show up at your door. You open the door.
Hey,
and
man, you can either like me or love me. And I am the guy you see. I don't try and be anybody else, And if I got a personality disorder, you think, well,
Can everybody put a 1 if they agree with this? JC, you disgusting vile man.
Oh, here goes the ones. Here goes.
1 if he is.
Time to
2
blow
if he's
up.
Not. Here come the ones. Here they come. Okay.
Yeah. Chat's blowing up with ones. We did that the other night with Johnny Mac, and her chat lit up, didn't it, Marie?
Oh my God, yes.
We got a real way of making them look like crumb bums. The whole chat thinks so. Lee, play that video, man. I
don't see no video over here.
What are you talking about? Okay, watch the chat. Watch the chat. Okay. Hold on. I put it. Did I not send it?
You can put it in.
I put it in the back chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't put it in the regular chat. It's going too fast.
Yeah, see, I'm not even near the bottom of the back chat. You could put it in Twitter.
How about private chat? You want me to put it in Twitter?
Yeah, Twitter's easier. At least I know what's going on there.
Okay.
I'm so far behind here. Lee spelled his own name Cole, Coal, until he was 38.
What the heck?
You got to give it to him. That's a good one.
I'm sorry, Lee, but you know what? That's the difference between me and you, Lee. People can bash us, and I'll laugh. If it's funny, I swear to God, I've seen people say stuff. I have absolutely cracked up at some of the stuff, even in SoFlo's chat. They're talking crap about me, and I'm like, oh my God, that was funny. You know what I mean? But these people, they all got to get butthurt. That's the difference between a man and a mouse. I can laugh with you and not have to get violent. The mama's boys over there, they get triggered and violent right away.
This is Marie's channel. So please, if you see it in there, go sub to her. And Marie, you better go over there and tell everybody in your subs that I'm giving away something free here.
Thank you. I'm having everybody follow you guys because I will always be grateful for everything you guys help me with.
We'll teach you all about Johnny Mac and his creepy little partner, the diddler. What's this?
They're no longer partners. They're arguing now.
See, that's what happens because creepy code.
They're on different sides.
He wants to hook up with somebody. Creepy code, And he looks just like that dude from Hills Have Eyes.
It's for the kids.
Oh my God.
He looks just like that. A matter of fact, he was an extra on that movie. Every time that guy had to go to the bathroom, they told Code to stand in place of him. So Code doesn't
that
tell
same
anybody.
Dude from Hills Have Eyes was in the Devil's Rejects. Remember Cleavon? I ain't no chicken fucking boss. That's Code, the chicken fucker. Oh no, I'm gonna put that video up later.
Yeah. I swear, every time Chicago Muscle does a video, I put it at the office and I make everybody listen to it because of his laugh.
Oh boy, it's that bad, huh? People are telling me to pat in my lap. It's like
crack. Everybody laughs.
Okay, I'm going to pull up a picture of here. I got one of Code on the movie set. Let me see. Okay, Code. This was a while back, though, but that's Code right there. Well, it doesn't come in that.
That's him. That's Cleavon.
That code right there, man.
The chicken fucker.
Yeah. Imagine seeing that riding behind you on.
Oh no.
People, I want to ask everybody. Here's a
You
question:
crack me up.
who really believes that Code has a motorcycle?
Oh, he does. He has a motorcycle. I seen it. It's a 1978 AMF piece of shit. When it was made by one of them Harleys that was made by the bowling company. They give them away for about $1,000 because nobody can keep them running longer than 15 minutes. That's why he's always working on it and not riding it.
Matter of fact, Maria, we have a very handsome guy over here we want to introduce you to. I don't know if you know him. His name is Jeff Nadeau.
Jeff Hairdo.
Do you want to take him back to your? The women over there? He can replace Johnny.
Oh my God, you guys are hilarious.
Can you imagine what Johnny's thinking right now? Fuck Lee, that fat kidnapper.
Hey, Maria, remember what I told you the other day when these bastards are giving you hell and making fun of you? You gotta have fun with it. Don't let them get to you.
That's
this
right.
Is what we do. This is what we do right here. And people are like, wow, they're wild. Well, no, we're just experienced. We know better than to let them piss us off.
And just think about this, Maria. Every time Johnny Mac bothers you, think about what his wife thinks every night she has to look at him.
Oh my God. I
Can you
know.
imagine?
I'm getting like a million messages that he's dragging me right now on his live. After
is he?
I guess he dragged me because
Oh, let him drag
I
you.
guess he's dragging me
Maria,
because
you were on
they
the
kicked
Lee
him
Cole
out.
show. Do you have any idea how much Johnny hates Lee?
Oh my God, yes.
I think it's worse
even
than
better.
me.
Yeah,
I
Johnny
call him
brother.
Johnny Whack.
Did you see his muscle shirt on the other day?
Pure stud.
Yeah, he had his muscle shirt on, and the bottom of it, he had his rubber
Oh,
arms.
please.
They were,
I can't take that shit.
Hot dog neck.
Right now, he's going, I know exactly what he's saying. Lee's a kidnapper. Lee's a kidnapper. Oh, just so you know, Marie, I never kidnapped nobody. It was more. It was
Lee. Who have you got on the show with you? If you were some kind of a weirdo, I wouldn't be here. I can't sit next to a weirdo.
Yes, Mac. This is new. You probably never heard of this before, Marie. Mac and Code are snakes.
Oh, I gotta go. I'm gonna click the link for Johnny Mac. I am going to go off on him. They're actually saying, you know what he's actually saying?
What's that?
I gotta go click to have to go to a judge to have my weapons removed. What the fuck is wrong with that man?
That's what they do. Yeah, don't even let it bother you. He can't do nothing. He can't do nothing. That's just.
Yeah, it's not that he can't. I have nothing to hide, but he doesn't. I don't need this trouble. These people go real life for what?
What you do is you go to your police department. Are your guns legal?
All of them are legal. Every last
So what
bit.
you do is you go to your police department.
Look at Lee. Are your guns legal? Hey, we got to ask around here.
Yeah, I gotta ask. We got some felons over here. They're walking around with some guns that aren't exactly legal. You know, they gotta hide them where the cops can't find them if their house is raided. You know, you gotta put them behind bushes.
It's like, what is wrong with these guys? It's so ridiculous that they're doing this.
Oh, this is what they do. You can't get.
You know why he does it? Because he thought I was gonna run away and get scared from that he was coming after me.
Well, guess what? You got me now. You're not going nowhere. You know who's going to run?
I'm not afraid of him.
The same person who ran for me here.
Yep.
Well,
Lee, I've got to take off here in a minute, so play that video and I'm out of here.
Maria, thank you for coming on. Chicago Muscle,
thank you.
Chicago Muscle and I will be back soon, and we'll have some more fun, right, Chicago?
This is good, Lee. This is great. We're
I
gonna
had
have
a blast
good time,
tonight, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you so much for having me up.
And Maria, don't let him get to you. Remember,
Maria, I'll get with you. I got to go to the grocery store, and I've got to take Little Muscle home. And then when I'm done, I will go ahead and get with you in PM, and you can fill me in on what went on tonight.
All right. I
And
appreciate it.
And I don't worry about it, Maria. I have got your back irregardless. I know you're a good woman, and I know that you're
I
innocent
appreciate that.
of all the things that he's been accusing you of. Okay.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me.
I got you. No problem. We'll talk to you later.
Take care, guys, and thank you.
Take care. Thank you, Maria. And Chicago, you take care. I'm going to close the show out, my man.
Okie doke.
You
We will
take care.
talk to you in a bit, Lee.
Okay. Okay, people. That was our show tonight. Now we gave them something to talk about, and now they have a show to do, and they can do whatever they want. But I just want to thank everybody being here. This is very successful, this show. Tonight was very good. The donations was excellent. Thank you guys so much. I had a great time, and we'll do a live this weekend. I'm not sure who's going to be with me. I'm going to have guests come on with me, people like Chicago and other people. It's better that way. I don't get committed to any one person with me. But this show has been doing wonderful. The numbers are great. Thank you, everybody, and you all take care. Please hit the like if you have not hit the like. You can always sub to my Cash App. Everything else, take care, people.